What is up, guys? It is the Sports Center Bradley Walker, and welcome to the Walker Report, part of In the Zone Sports Talk Radio and part of NGSC Sports. Guys, remember the website. It's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. Guys, we are sponsored by creatingzenspaces.com, the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida. For house cleaning, organization, decluttering, and pet sitting, it's about finding the peace within you, adding comfort to your life. And remember, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. Welcome in, guys. Happy Thursday to everyone out there. Hopefully everyone out there is staying safe and doing your thing. Let me go ahead and bring Lewis on. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hello there.
How we doing?
All right. And I think we got Adam.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see him yet, but we'll.
All right.
Real quick, Lewis, how's everything going in New Jersey?
Freezing, and we're supposed to get a snowstorm. I think either Sunday or Monday morning. Okay, I knew it couldn't be snow free. Want to switch locations? I'll do Tampa. You do New Jersey.
Okay. I mean, Tampa. Yeah. It's windy. 69 is the high. So yeah,
better than 29.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, that is. We could say that. You know, I'll be in Tennessee next month, so I'm hoping to see. I've never seen snow in person, so I'm looking forward to that.
You're not missing much, believe me.
See, and Lewis, to be honest with you, that's what I've heard. That people say that it's beautiful when it first comes down, but then after it comes down in sheets and you have to shovel it and put chains on your tires and salt your roads, that's when it's
straight up on the ice.
Yes, that too. That's what I've heard. Yeah, that's been the what I've heard from a lot of people. It's nice when it first comes down, but after that, it can go to hell from what I've heard.
Oh, believe me, I felt we were in hell. When the blizzard 97, not 96. We had a massive blizzard, the worst in 18 years. I thought we were going to hell. Not only that, but my mirror cracked. From the
oh wow.
Yeah, because we got so much snow that year that I couldn't hold much, and our mirror just cracked.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just like, I remember when it snowed in Minnesota and the Metrodome collapsed. Remember that? Did you see the roof cave in from the snow from the top? So they got a new stadium. The Vikings got a new stadium.
They get snow all year. They get snow in July.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's go ahead, Lewis. We'll start, and then when he comes on here, we'll
all right.
We'll bring him on. Let's start with the WNBA. I have some WNBA stuff I wanted to cover. I know he's not big on NBA and WNBA, so we can start with that. Here, according to ESPN.com, are the top free agent questions for 2022 in the WNBA. Now, is the season's getting ready to start for them, right? Is it not
May.
far away? May. Okay, so it's been all right. So we got a little while. Yeah, we still got 4 more months.
Around Memorial Day weekend, it usually starts.
Okay, yeah. So there's still 4 months to go. Okay. So here we are. So the first thing, I guess it's breaking down every team. I guess
probably
from what I'm gathering here. Who's the team that you follow the closest to?
You mean the Liberty?
The Liberty?
Yeah.
All right, hang on just a second. Let me scan down and tell you.
I assume they had the draft.
Yeah, it says, here we go. New York Liberty cap space, $196,560. Key free agent is Rebecca Allen. That's their key free agent.
Yes.
It says GM Jonathan Kolb and new coach Sandy Bardell talked recently about they like the players that mostly very young Liberty have. So there must be a young team. That doesn't
too young.
Won't be active despite limited cap space. Bringing back Allen, who is so familiar to Brondeau from their Australian national team experience, could be a good move. New York has involved in one of the biggest days of the offseason last year on February 10th. It dealt the 2021 number 1 pick and obtained forward Natasha Howard and also guard Sammy Whitcomb in another deal, plus traded Kia Nurse and Megan Walker to Phoenix for draft picks. New York signed free agent Brittany Laney last February. Liberty ended up with a 2021 playoff spot and had the Rookie of the Year in Wnba, if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly.
Yes.
but they aren't a championship caliber roster yet.
No.
That's what ESPN is currently saying.
Well,
about
the problem is that they're young, and they said that some of the critics, harsh it sound, they say they're a little too young.
Too young.
To be competitive. Although I think that's kind of insulting because, I don't think that's, too young. I mean, you're, like in your early 20s. No, I don't think it's too young at all. I think they graduated college and whatnot. I think they're ready to play. So I kind of consider that insulting, to be honest with you. To say that they're too young to be. I don't think so.
I agree with you, Lewis. How can you tell me that they're too young?
Yeah.
NBA players played 18.
Right.
Kobe was what, 18, 19?
Kobe was 17.
17. So how in the world can you tell me that they're too young? That makes no sense.
That
makes no sense to me whatsoever. Bold. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That makes who won the WNBA last year? Was it Seattle?
Chicago Sky.
The Chicago Sky. Here we are. Their cap space is $908,215. Their key free agents are Courtney Vandersloot, Kalea Cooper, Allie Quigley, Stephanie Dolson, and Diamond DeShields, who is restricted. So those are their big free agents. Only Seattle has more cap space than the defending champion Sky. Only Seattle, as Vandersloot, who spent her entire 11 season WNBA career with the Sky, said, "We have a lot of free agents and decisions that need to be made. With just 4 players under contract, 2 as protected vets, Candace Parker and Azura Stevens. Coach GM Jay's, I wrote an article about her, has to decide how much of the band he wants to keep together." Well, there's a question there, Lou. Do you think they're going to be able to keep the band all together? I mean, it's
probably
hard.
Not. Every time, you always get that question, though, when a team wins, how much the team going to stay together, and then they always get these other offers like how to break up the team, and the WNBA is, of course, no exception. Right. We're not seeing the days as it was back when it first started, with Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, Trina Thompson. I felt this from the beginning, so everybody's probably thinking I'm nuts. You follow the WNBA? What are you? Some kind of a blankety blank? No, I just happen to know when a good pride comes, and I stick by it. I remember when the MLS and the WNBA, first started out. Of course, did we know how much was going to, still be with us today? No, most people wrote off in 5 years, of course, because I've seen other leagues that have come and gone. I mean, the old NASL league, from 67 to 85, and I was disappointed when that left, but only 2 teams out of the whole league were very competitive. The others couldn't hold the candle.
Right.
And, you were wondering with that because the WNBA, they have lost a lot of money over the years, but somehow they managed to stay afloat. And the same with the MLS. But, these leagues have, come a long way since their humble beginnings. And I was a lot younger then, too. Oh, boy, was I a lot younger.
Well, no, I mean, I'm one of those few sports fans, too, Lewis, that, actually, I don't pay too much attention to the WNBA, but I do pay attention to women's sports, So, yeah, I mean, I know, a lot of people, don't look down upon people who follow women's sports. Like, why would you waste your time and and all that stuff.
I would say it's a waste of time. I mean, they can be very competitive as well.
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely they can be. Because the other article that I had was there's Adam right there. The other article that I had was how many female head coaches were back in the WNBA, which you don't see that a lot of too. So now that there's been a lot of female head coaches back, which is a good sign too.
Sure.
Obviously, we're seeing transition within any sport now because you have assistant coaches in the NFL that are female. But I think the NBA
Yankees hired a coach for their minor league team.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they're making progress. They're making progress on that front. But yeah,
not only is a space alien, we're all complete.
Yeah, that's right. That's
but
right.
Then again, sometimes I don't think a coach with 2 heads would be very appealing to the American public.
Probably would scare him a little bit. Probably.
Oh, yeah. Or would scare them. He's only got 1 head. Oh my goodness. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
All right, yes, that'll work.
Yeah.
Um,
Help you? There ain't no help for you at this point, Lou.
Very. I know it.
Hey, sorry about that. I'll be late to my own damn funeral.
oh, you're good, bud. You're good.
Same thing I have every week is issues with my laptop. Didn't want to load. Then I had to shut my phone down so that I could get Facebook to load. So it's been one thing after another. Calamity corner.
I've had that too. You know, when I was to start my show, there's like a little log jam, like a little bit of a glitch, and I had to, get rid of all the windows and start up over again. So believe me, that is okay. What's going on? Like, oh,
right.
And I had a glitch last week. Right at the end of the show, the audio went off, so I had to go to my phone. Like,
right.
I'll be right back. But at least I know what it is. The only thing was I got that stupid double echo to go with it because when you're on the phone, that's when the echo happens.
Oh, yeah.
No control over that. So if that does happen again, just bear with me. We'll get through it. You don't like it?
Right.
Get out of here.
That's I definitely have to agree with you, Lou, on that. When we used to use phone, a lot of people will call in. The echo was ridiculous. When you could hear
turn down your radio.
Yeah, turn on the radio. Yep.
Right. Turn down your damn radio. We can hear you.
Yeah. So anywho,
let's switch to the other basketball league here. We will switch to the NBA itself.
He's back.
I got a question for Lou while you're pulling that up there.
Yep.
Do you think Simmons gets moved?
I think he's gonna be kicked out of the holy period. I think he's a waste.
Toxic at this point.
He's a toxic waste. Very toxic waste. Send him to Canada or something, or the G League.
I was gonna say send him overseas.
I'll just send him over to Mars.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Who would have thought 3 years ago Ben Simmons would be?
I did. I wasn't, and all the hype he got even before he started playing. I mean, it was very premature. He started first game and didn't play the whole year. All the hype up is this thing's in sliced bread. Believe me, he's not even worth a crumb. Believe me.
Yeah. No, you were right. You had that pegged from day one.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Like I told you, once a turd, always a turd.
Well, you'd said that when you had that magazine that had already had him in the top 50.
Slam.
That's right.
That was the publication that they put out. This is the 50 greatest players. You haven't even played a game yet. They haven't even the draft yet, and you're already placing him up there as one of the 50 great players. Like, how can you do that?
Yeah.
And look what he turned to be.
Right.
A waste.
Well, who'd have thought that would have been Joel Embiid's team? I mean, that's the guy that's
right.
Yes.
Leader there. So yeah.
He's turned into a hell of a basketball player.
That's true.
Yep.
Not to say that I didn't like him to begin with. I've always liked him, but he's gotten even better. And I apologize for the camera angle, but
that's a problem too.
So
you know what?
Guys,
I'm just gonna turn the cam off for tonight, so I don't have to try. If I can get my laptop to come back up, I'll turn my cam back on. But for now,
I'm playing the Rolling Invisible Band tonight. Oh, no.
Right.
So I guess there are trades that have to be made or something like that.
Some trades are already being made.
Oh, really?
Being made? Yeah.
Some trades have been made because
who's gotten moved so far?
Yeah, actually, the Knicks got somebody.
Anybody good? Anything interesting, or is it a lot of low-level stuff?
That depends on what you would consider good. A lot of trades are made. A lot of people say, "Well, this trade sucks." So again, this trade sucks. So it really depends. On who you're
a lot of roster moves are made here mid-season just to free up cap space.
I know, but the trade deadline is fast approaching. But some teams are already making some early moves. Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing. I mean, if you think
not unusual, no.
Not unusual. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I knew it.
Hey, at least you can't see my dancing tonight.
Thank God.
But no, I'd seen a couple of moves.
So I'm going to go in the article here and explain it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
because it involves my Knicks. Thank you very much, and I think this is a good trade. Oh, thank you.
You like the move?
I like the move.
Hey, if you think it's a good move, give us 13 reasons why.
I don't think we have enough time to do all that. I think it would take about 3 hours.
All right,
we can make a whole show about that shit.
I don't know about the whole thing. That wouldn't.
Did you turn the green screen off on purpose?
Well,
there it goes.
I mean, I know you guys are not big basketball fans, but I think you've heard of a guy named Cam Reddish, right?
Yes.
Well, the Knicks and the Hawks made a trade, and Cam is going to New York, and Kevin Knox is going to the Hawks.
Kevin Knox is a Tampa native, by the way. He's from Florida.
Yep.
He's from Florida. Yep.
Well, he'll be a little bit closer to home.
Yeah.
A little bit. Atlanta, it's not that far.
No, not from Tampa.
But I would think probably 10 or 12 hours from Tampa.
Give or
by
take.
Plane, get there in 30 minutes.
So by plane, by plane, it's less than an hour flight to Atlanta from Tampa.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
So I think it's a good move. I mean, Reg, I think is a good player. I just think he's on a mediocre team. I think this would be a good move.
Who do you?
Of course, I would have gone for Trae Young, but also for Reddish.
Oh yeah. Well, you're not going to get Trae Young.
Yeah. Well, wishful thinking, of course.
Of course.
Who do you got? I mean, I know it's early in the season, but who do you think has got the front running for the MVP?
Warriors. Oh, for the MVP?
Yeah. Is it Djokovic, Curry, Giannis?
The Joker.
The Joker?
Joker.
I'd say Giannis.
Giannis? Okay.
It's hard to say because I want to see what the Warriors look like in a couple of weeks when Clay is back and fully healthy.
He's back already.
I know he's back.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but I want to see what he's back, when he's healthy. Right. You know what I mean? And he's in game shape and he's played.
Yeah, same game shape.
Well, the only way
I know it was 17 and 19 the other night. I know they're playing now. I don't know if they're
I think we're a little bit early. But I think the only team that can make a legitimate argument out of that is probably the Suns. I mean, that's going to be a Western Conference final right there.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you can say that again. And I think the winner of that is going to come out and, take the final.
It's 60-28, Milwaukee.
You sure it's not a typo?
That's not a typo.
Yeah.
One more time?
60-28, Milwaukee.
Who are they playing?
Warriors.
Milwaukee's beating the Golden State Warriors by 40 points?
22. 42. 22. 32. 32.
Right. Oh, well, hey, you know what? Last week when we were on this show, there was
a
28-point comeback. So don't take them out yet.
Ain't over.
It wasn't over
still
yet.
Full after.
And the Knicks came all the way back to win.
It was my Knicks. Thank you very much.
The Knicks came all
That's Blake Griffin?
All the way back.
All the way back.
Yeah.
It's actually all the way up, but
But I think with Thompson back, I think the Warriors are now are in complete control.
I would have said that until I turned and kicked this on. It's 30 points now. It's Milwaukee 60, Golden State 30.
Uh-huh.
30-point lead. Okay.
Is Clay in the game at all?
I don't know. I just kicked it on 2 minutes ago because the Wings game.
If they're not, they better get him in.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, maybe we can have an off night, but this is.
Well, I actually went back and watched Clay's. When he first came back and they brought him back on the floor, that was kind of cool. I think.
Yeah.
You
Very
get
cool.
goosebumps when you hear somebody who's been out and
Yeah.
they're back and it's like you got to watch their it's like if Michael came back to the game or whatever, you're always like, yep, I want to make sure I'm there.
60 years old, I don't think so.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
Hypothetical situation.
Like when Jordan come back off of
his first
when he came back from basketball, or baseball, I should say. See if I can make this work this time.
Wearing jersey number 45.
All right. That was weird.
Yeah, but remember, he retired prematurely. I mean, there was
Yeah,
just
he did.
legal trouble and then of course the commercial.
His dad
Yeah,
died.
fake retirement. So what? And I pretty much knew it was a fake retirement.
Wanted to go play baseball.
Yeah, and you sucked.
I mean, might as well. He hit a lot better than I would ever.
I think he finished with like a 275 batting average.
242, if I remember right.
242.
Yeah.
You know what though? You could still make a decent career in Major League Baseball with that.
Yeah,
So,
if you're hitting 242 at Major League Baseball pitching, he was only in
correct.
Double-A.
Yeah.
So
yeah. His
dad's first love was baseball.
right.
So when his dad died, he wanted to go play baseball.
Right.
Because he played for the Barons, right?
The Chicago affiliate. Yeah.
Right.
The White Sox.
Chicago Barons or the Illinois Barons or whatever they were called. I don't remember off top of my head offhand here. Looks like we got it now. Oops. And we got it.
I was the camera trouble.
Oh, I'm switching devices here. Just a second.
All right.
Pop out of here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think he was gonna try to come back in.
Right.
Let's see if he's there. He is.
Okay,
He's here.
Cool. All right. Let me bring up this. I guess I don't have this picture. Whoops. I don't know why this is doing this. At least I know my audio is working this week. Yes. A lot better than it was last week because I was listening to the show last week on Facebook. It was bad. That was bad. I mean, it was bad in the beginning of the show. I could hear myself robot voice and stuff. So that was bad. So this will be a reboot of the first show of the year. We'll just make this one the first show of the year instead of the one last week. All right. The next topic, guys, I was going to bring up was going to be boxing. There's a couple boxing things I wanted to get to. So
okay.
Yeah, my computer is still not 100% right either. Yep, there I go out, and I'll come back in because it takes time for this thing to load. Did I mute him? How did I do that? Can't unmute your guest. The mic isn't connected. So he's saying his mic isn't connected?
Is that better?
There we go. There's the mic.
I didn't
realize. You guys hear me?
I can hear
Even
you.
though I'm not. Okay, I'm just going to talk because I'm not going to let this thing load up. Anyway, these are, I guess, ESPN is. I don't understand why this is doing this. Hang on a second. There we go. All right. These are going to be
tribulations of the Walker Report.
Yeah. I guess I'm just going to spin all night long. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's see. I don't want to do that. Anyway, here are some breakout boxing stars coming out this year from ESPN. So here are some of the ones that could be heavyweight division. Jared Anderson, who is 11-0 with 11 knockouts, 22-year-old prospect. Tony Yoka, heavyweight, he's 11-0 with 9 knockouts. Felipe Carrigo, heavyweight, 14-0 with 12 knockouts. Joshua Batista, light heavyweight, 15-0 with 13 KOs. Wow. Okay. Sabril Mateus, junior heavyweight, 17-1 with 17 knockouts. And 5 more to watch would be Frank Martin, lightweight, 15-0 with 11 KOs. He's 26. Richard Hitchison, junior welterweight, 13-0 with 5 knockouts. Michael Rivera, lightweight, 22-0 with 14 knockouts. David Morrell, 6-0 with 5 knockouts. And Chris Conwell, junior middleweight, 16-0 with 12 KOs. So that's interesting to say. Like that's a lot of knockouts for
a lot of numbers there.
A lot of numbers. Yep. The other story, guys, I
Up
had
and
was
coming prospects, but
about Jake Paul. I guess his camp has gotten a. Now again, this is from TMZ, so bear with me because their journalism is not the best in the world. But let me give you the gist of it. This is from TMZ Sports. It says boxing champ Marius Barraudis gets a Jake Paul tattoo on his leg. I'm guessing he must Jake's bad karma. Okay, so I guess maybe this guy wants to call him out. He's 28-1 with 20 knockouts. He's from he's a Latvian pro.
Latvia,
yeah. So that's where he's from.
Latvia.
Yeah.
So I guess he's calling Jake Paul out, from what I'm gathering.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
well, now and this is what I've been saying from the jump about Jake Paul is the ball is in his court.
Yeah.
And now we'll find out whether or not he's actually going to take a fight.
Yes,
I've been saying this from day one. It's like, how do you get any good fights if nobody takes you seriously and won't fight you? Okay, this guy is a serious boxer. 28-0, 28-1. I'm not. What did you say?
28-1. 28-1. 20 knockouts.
28-1 with 20 knockouts. That's serious. Depending on who he's been, of course, depending on who he's been fighting. Maybe he's been fighting, Uncle Buck there, and he's been knocking out a whole bunch of, street brawlers who don't know boxing, who can box their way out of a paper bag.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's just blowing smoke. But, with a record like 28-1 with 20 knockouts, it's an impressive resume. So now the ball is firmly in Jake Paul's court. If he is indeed calling Jake Paul out, which is what I've been saying for the last year and a half, was calling him out.
Yeah.
Get on there, say, hey, I want to fight this guy. I don't think he's any good. I think he's a chump.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to beat his ass. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Set the fight up and let's do it.
Right.
You don't think Jake Paul can box? Oh, Jake Paul, he can't box. He can't box. He's terrible. He's not a boxer. I'm like, okay, then beat his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop ass.
Yep. Well, that's because that's what it's going to take. To get him to shut up, you're going to have to be
one loss. One loss and he goes away.
Yeah.
Yep.
One loss and you'll never hear from him again.
Yep.
Because his ego is so fragile, he can't handle it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He couldn't handle one loss.
Well, can you guys say the same thing about Ronda Rousey when she first lost?
Yes.
Yes. Like her fights after that were never the same.
No, her ego was so
right.
Her ego was so inflated over her undefeated when people were talking about how she could fight men.
Yeah.
And then she goes and loses to Holly Holmes, and that one it's done.
She was never the same since.
Nope. Because Nunez dominated her when they fought, and then she lose to Melissa Tate or Marina Tate too before she hung it up.
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah. I don't remember. I know she ended up with 3 losses before she quit.
Yeah.
And went and decided to pretend to fight.
Now she owns a farm in I'm not sure what state with her husband, and I know they have a kid. I know she just a kid. Yeah. So she's doing her thing. She's doing her thing.
I don't, I had no hard feelings.
Nope, me either. Nope, no. She's doing her thing.
Just the thing is that when she was clean shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was, Yeah, she was 14-2.
Yeah, so it was Nunez and Holmes.
Holmes, yeah.
Yeah. So she retired after she lost. Okay. Real quick, guys, I guess the USFL debuted their new promo during the last week of the NFL season.
Yes.
Let me see if
I did see that on Fox.
Yes. Yeah, they debuted it. I guess from what I've heard, and if Ralph actually listens to these shows, he wants me to cover the Tampa Bay Bandits. So that'll be something that I will most likely do. I thought, guys, didn't we read something about last year?
Yeah, we did. Where they were only going to be playing in one.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
I think they're still doing that.
Well, I'm not going to be traveling.
I know, yes.
But no, he told me that no. He goes, they're going to be playing at Raymond James Stadium. I'm like, I don't know about that. I didn't hear about that.
Last I heard, the USFL was only going to be playing in one stadium.
City. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you build a fan base with that?
That's a good question.
I mean, you're trying to build a pride here. You know, your first time in a dog's age, about 300 years ago, and you know, like starting from scratch all over again. You want your pride to grow. It's not going to grow if you're not going to play in one city. And it's going to be overcrowded anyway. I mean, that's going to be hard to play. You know,
do you think that I can? Do you think I can share the? Do you think I can play that thing on the air? Do you think we'll get?
Yeah, we probably get.
We might get our asses kicked.
Copyright claim. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like it says. It does say that last month the USFL debuted their first promo on Thursday Night Football. We then saw 2 more come out on the leagues following Sunday. In fact, we've seen USFL promos aired every NFL broadcast on Fox since. So there has been that, but I could have sworn. And let me actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's find out because.
Yeah, it's all going to be played in Birmingham, Alabama this year.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so then. I mean, I can still write about the Bandits. I would just have to get. Sure. I'd have to find out where it's being aired on TV, and then
NBC and Fox.
ABC and Fox.
Yeah.
NBC
and Fox. Okay.
And their cable outlets.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have to figure out a way to watch the games, I guess, and kind of give him the gist of what happened. And I've never. I mean, the only other thing outside of college football that I've covered is of course the XFL. I went to one XFL game as a media member before the league shut down. So,
the first version, the second version,
the second version, not the first version.
Okay,
version 2, because we had the Vipers here. They weren't a part of the XFL in the beginning. I don't think there was a team at all. The other news is coming from the XFL, and it says that The Rock needs to learn that how important the St. Louis Battlehawks are to the XFL. They need to keep that team or keep that market alive if they're gonna. That's what they're saying. Again, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I know.
The way I see it, it's just like a feeble attempt to get into spring football. I mean, look, the AAF failed. The XFL version 1 failed miserably.
Right.
XFL 2 failed after the pandemic. USFL followed up to 3 years, though it was a decently evolving. But it's just a feeble attempt to try and make spring football legit.
And looking at it, I don't know. I just don't think they're going to have enough money.
No.
And it's the bottom line is that you got to have money.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And talent.
Yeah.
You got to have money. You can't get talent without money.
Yeah, there's no way that a college player is going to go to the XFL when he knows he can make it in the NFL.
Yes.
Why the hell would you go to the XFL and get
or the USFL
or the USFL and get your ass kicked for what? Where they get
pennies on the dollar,
$50,000 a year.
Yep.
So I
was reading
more than that.
I was reading a little blurb in their Wikipedia page, and the USFL players and staff will receive a college degree, tuition and debt free through a partnership with Strategic Education Capella University and Strayer University or Strayer, and we'll be able to take classes online or in person. And I'm like, yippee skippy. Aiden Hutchinson's got a degree for, he's debt free. He doesn't need, Matt, whatever his name is there at, I don't remember his name. He plays in Oregon.
Yeah.
Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm.
He's got he had a full ride scholarship to Oregon. He doesn't need, he's debt free. They're gonna go make serious, real money. The guys who might, your Sean Cliffords of the world, he might need, he might have some debt coming out of school. I don't know. He's probably got a full ride. Anybody who's going to be drafted probably had a full ride scholarship and doesn't need the money. So
Right.
I mean, yip yahoo! I want real money.
Yeah.
Well, and no offense,
Show me the money too.
in case we have people that go to Capella and Strayer University, those are both online schools. No offense to you guys out there. We're not.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
What I'm saying, he's right. I mean, most of the time that you're drafted, most of the time you had a full ride, or you had a scholarship in your last year or your last 2 years. Some guys get scholarships. By far, I think those are the coolest videos to watch. College football,
those are great.
Practice, and they'll say, "We got to call these two guys up here." I saw one a few years ago about USF. Jeff Scott. I think Jeff Scott's first year. He's like, "I want to call these two guys up here," so they came walking up. And he goes, "Oh, and by the way, before we go, they're both on scholarship, and it's cool how the team."
Reacts or like like they go up there and there's a kicker who's on the cusp of, making the team, and he goes up there and he makes a 55-yard bomb. And everybody's, jumping all around and congratulating him. And they the C's part, and the coach has the paper in his hand, and he tells him he has a full ride scholarship. And I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything bad about the universities that are sponsoring this program. I'm not saying anything bad about the players who would, if you benefit from it, great. I'm just saying that the league won't. What the problem is not that is that the league will not have the talent, will not be able to develop the talent to be able to compete on the NFL stage.
Yeah.
And again, and it's like, oh, you robbed him. It's like, how much football can you have? At a point, there is too much football.
Yeah.
I have 13 weeks of college, 14, 15 weeks of college football, 17 regular season NFL. NFL games. 4 playoff games, and then you're gonna have an 8 or 10 week schedule in the USFL. I mean, that's basically football from April. Like, you have 1 month without football. You have all of March without football, and then you're right back into it with the spring games of the USFL, and then the XFL has got to get in there somewhere too.
Yeah.
And just about the time the USFL is done, we're in training camp, and fall camps for the college football, and it's September.
Time to strap it on for real.
Yeah, and the NFL and the college football is coming back, and at what point do you just have too much? And there's an oversaturation of the market.
Well, I mean, I honestly can say I don't think they care. I think what it is there's people out there that when the NFL
strike while the iron is hot.
Well, when the NFL and college football both go away, some people out there get really depressed. Like, oh God, I have to wait now until August.
Right.
Now this will be the bridge
stipend
before
your football stipend.
But
I just worry about it not being a good product, right?
Yeah,
it being mediocre.
I don't think it was good, but the last time it happened, the exit.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Subpar product.
And the AAF too. I mean, that even finished
the AAF was terrible. That was a disaster.
Didn't even finish their season, and CBS paid a lot of money for it. Right down the tubes.
Yep.
I mean, I went to 2 Vipers games. I mean, it's okay. And like I said, one of the guys that, I'm friends with on Facebook told me that, he was a season ticket holder and they gave him 20 tickets for free to bring people to the game.
That's fill out the stadium. I mean, it's better to give away those tickets and have people buy concessions than it is to just not have them at all.
True. That's very true. Very, very true. Yeah, we'll have to see. we'll have to see how it all goes down.
A ticket that you weren't going to sell makes you zero money. Giving away a ticket at least makes you something in concessions and parking.
True. Yep, you're right. That is true. Well, guys, the PGA Tour has began their season in the beautiful state of Hawaii. The first two tournaments are there in Hawaii.
Couldn't think of a better place to get it going.
Yeah, yes. Me either. They play at Kapalua. That's on my bucket list of golf courses.
Is that a course that you can just shiny up to the door and say, hey, can I play? Or
yes,
is that like a members?
No, sign me up. It is public. You are allowed to play there. They have packages. You can just like Pebble Beach.
Yeah,
it's very similar to Pebble Beach.
Yeah, I know we were talking about Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
Now, like Augusta.
Right, members only.
Nobody plays there except for during the Masters, right?
Right.
Nope. They have members, but the membership there. Here's how the membership works.
By invitation only.
Correct. They have to invite you. You don't just sign up. They have to invite you.
So it's not even like you can say you can't even like petition them or like.
No.
Now, if we were to get famous, do you think they would petition and they would invite us?
It just depends how much. If we talk a lot of golf talk, it's a possibility.
We talk golf all the time.
Dude, to be honest with you, that's my that is my number one dream. 18 holes to play Augusta.
I hear you.
I see.
I'd love to play. I just to be out there,
just
like
play.
making a hot making a hot lap at Daytona. I mean, years ago. Not to get sidetracked, and I'll let you get back, but years ago in the mid '80s, there's a guy who won the Michigan Powerball, and all he ever wanted to do was be a race car driver. So he went and he bought a truck and a trailer and a car and a couple old motors and a couple sets of tires.
Mm-hmm.
Turned laps at Michigan. It was like, oh yeah, I'm done.
Cool.
I'm cool. It's that would kind of like I totally understand where even if I lost 100 balls, it would be still. It'd still be the thrill of a lifetime to go out there and.
Well, I do know this, but too, when you get tickets to the tournament, if the person that sells you their tickets, you have to have them back by a certain time that Sunday. So it's just for example, let's say the three of us win, right? We'd have to have them back by 6:00 that night to the people that sold them to us because that's their tickets. So I would just like to go just walk the golf course. I don't have to play.
Yeah.
I mean, playing would be great.
Right.
I have heard that their employees at Augusta National, so that's grounds crew, whatever, they get to play 1 day a year. 1 day.
Yeah.
If you're not there, you have to wait till the calendar rolls back around again. So 1 day a year they get to play.
1 day.
1 day. Now, the tournament this weekend is the Sony Open, and the favorite is Hideki Matsuzaka, who, if you guys remember, did win the Masters this year.
Yes.
And there is some sad news. One of the respected golf journalists, Tim Rosenford, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, passed away at 66. If you guys, how many of you guys watch the Golf Channel? I watch it a lot. He was on there a lot during a lot of the majors and stuff.
Yeah.
He worked live. He passed away, so that was one of the things.
I heard about that.
And if you guys have Netflix, there's going to be a PGA Tour show that's going to involve certain players. So look on the lookout for that. Anyone out there that's on the Netflix, I don't have a Netflix account, but if you have one, be on the lookout. If you're a golf fan, not everyone's a golf fan. People think golf is boring.
Holy crap! It's 77-38 at the half.
Oh Jesus!
Wow.
That's holy moly.
That's an ass whooping.
That's a 29. Yeah. Is that a 39-point lead going into
39.
that?
Yeah.
39-point lead going into that.
I never expected that.
No.
What's who's the lead scorer for the Bucks? Is it Giannis?
I don't know. I'll look it up for you. But
who in the world is the lead scorer for the Bucks right now? Holy moly donut shot.
Well, it's the Nets are leading the Thunder right now, but it's early.
Give me 1 second. And I will let you get you that.
We can move.
That is a beat down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that sure is. That sure is. Let's jump.
Yeah, it's Giannis with 23.
Let's jump to the ice.
Sounds good to me.
It's kind of hard to do though. Dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
It's 2-1. Lightning after 2. Emily Arena.
Got
So
it.
again, I'm not giving up a free hockey ticket to be here tonight, guys. By the way, I didn't get invited tonight, so I'm here.
All right.
So you're giving up a pay ticket.
Yeah, it was a paid ticket this week. I was told last week, so you had a bad show, so you should have went to the hockey game. No, I should not have gone to the hockey game.
No.
I was here doing what I had to do, and we fixed the microphone issue. I'm gonna fiddle around with the camera, guys. After you can see, I'm back to using my laptop.
Yeah, I kind of thought
That's
so.
fine.
But I'm gonna go ahead and fiddle around with it over the weekend. I do get my booster shot tomorrow, so I'm hoping Saturday I can actually move around.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So
go
ahead.
I was just exhausted. That's all I got is all the fatigue. And
I'll take fatigue. I'll take fatigue over a fever, chills, and
right. No, nothing like that. I just feel a little sore.
Yeah, I just don't want to suffer through a third nipple again.
Right. He keeps telling us he's getting this third nipple when he gets the COVID vaccine. I'm pretty sure it was there to begin with. I took some. This is sodium naproxen.
Well, actually, it was 4 nipples and a third eye.
Right.
So, it was freaky. It was so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
unfortunately, it got better, and he had.
Who's got snow up in his neck of the woods right now? So,
somewhat.
I know, right? He can keep it.
I'm hoping, but next month, when I come to your state, I hope to see some.
Yeah.
I hope. That's all I can hope.
Maybe. Nashville gets it every now and again.
It's possible.
I still say he's been riding that third nipple and third eye thing for a while now. And so when it reverted back to normal, he had to quit his job as a surgeon.
Well, the swelling went down about a week, so
yeah. When the swelling finally went down, he lost his job in the carnival as a freak performer.
Yeah. It didn't pay much anyway, so it's okay. No big loss.
Right.
Yeah.
So supposedly the NHL is being sued by certain officials for being dismissed for reporting racist conduct. This is from ca.sports.yahoo.com. It says officials sue NHL allegedly being dismissed for reporting racist conduct. Let me open this up because that's just the title of the thing. Let's see what exactly is going on with the officials. Let's see what this article says here real quick. It says 2 former NHL off-ice officials fought a wrongful dismissal lawsuit in the U.S. District Court Tampa Division. Oh, wow. It's down here in Tampa. Go figure.
Oh, boy.
On Monday, allegedly that they were fired by the league after reporting racist and sexual language from a colleague. The story was reported by TSN's Rick Westhead. Dave Wallach and James Watkins worked as on-ice officials during the Tampa Bay Lightning games and were fired in February of last year, according to their lawsuit. They allege former colleague Pat DiLorenzo Jr., who I know, by the way, in person, who worked as a scoring systems manager, used racist language against black players and employees throughout their shared tenure and first reported DiLorenzo's contact to the then Tampa crew chief Ron Brace in November 2019. Brace and DiLorenzo were both fired in January of last year. 2 years ago. My apologies, in 2020. God, I'm not thinking right. It is 2022, so this was 2 years ago. Brace told Westhead that he could not recall DiLorenzo using racist language during their time together. Instead, only after being confronted with video evidence of the wrongful behavior, the NHL terminated DiLorenzo and Brace, and their termination of the whistleblowers, including plaintiffs Wallach and Watkins. So it seems like there is a lawsuit filed. I don't know Junior, the guy that got terminated. I know his dad. My dad, before he moved to Hudson, which, guys, if you're not from this area, Hudson is about a 45 to an hour drive from where I live in St. Pete. So give or take, depending on traffic. But anyway, when my dad lived in Clearwater, he took his car there for like oil changes, tire repairs, that kind of thing, They own a shop, and I go by it every day going to work. I go right by their shop as I take the interstate to go to work. But I mean, I didn't know that again, there it is again with how do you know what was said?
How do you sort out the liars?
Correct. How do you know? I mean, again, I'm not saying it didn't happen, guys. I'm just wondering on, again, how it, some people.
It sounds like it did happen and they shouldn't have been fired, but oh well.
Yeah.
Some people take things differently. Obviously you have,
and there's we don't have the context. We have absolutely no context for what he said, why he said it, how he said it.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
So yes,
to me, that's too close to the politically adjacent stuff that I don't want to get into.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dive into. Because we don't get political on here. That stays out of
no. As best we can. Best we can. I mean, and that to me is more political BS that's not worth talking about.
Right. So let's see. I'm gonna go real quick, guys, down the power rankings.
The budget gets complicated too.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, you say one thing. That's what I think real quick, and I'm gonna make a kind of a theme here. Right now, if you're not one way and you're not the other way, and you're in the middle, if you're in the middle, you're the bad guy. You're the bad guy.
Yeah,
because you don't agree with them. You don't agree with either side.
The other side. Yeah.
So people can't have opinions.
No.
You know what I mean? People can't.
And I'm the type that I just want to hear all the facts first.
Right. Exactly.
Let's get all the facts and let the courts decide, and then we'll make a judgment from there. If the court's dealing, but I don't know.
The power rankings are as follows: you have Carolina at number 1, Florida at number 2, Colorado at 3, Toronto at 4, Lightning at 5, Rangers at 6.
Right.
Second. Predators at 7. The Blues at 8, the Caps at 9, the Pens at 10, the Wild at 11, the Knights at 12, the Brew Crew Boston is at 13, Anaheim is at 14, Calgary at 15, Dallas at 16, Edmonton at 17, Vancouver at 18, Winnipeg at 19, Los Angeles at 20, the Sharks at 21, the Wings at 22, the Jackets at 23, the Devils at 24, the Islanders at 25, the Blackhawks at 26, the Flyers at 27, the Kraken at 28, the Senators at 29, Montreal at 30, Buffalo at 31, and rounding out the league is the Arizona Coyotes at 32.
What a shock.
They don't have a home.
No.
Nope, that Glendale Arena fell through.
Yeah, they don't have a home. They're in deep trouble. They're in deep trouble.
Maybe it wasn't Glendale. It was Tempe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because aren't they currently in Glendale right now?
I think,
Yes.
I think.
I was going to say, aren't they in Glendale right now? So, yeah.
They'll let them play out the season at least, so that's a good
good.
Yeah, that's true. Well, guys, I got some news about MLB.
But it's not good.
Is it bad news today?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Expected.
They so what happened, Lucas? I know they have been talking. Did something come up that they?
Well, kind of what we expected. I mean, maybe it was a slim hope, but maybe because they did present a proposal, but it didn't really go as well as everybody thought. But it was to be expected. I mean, if everybody thought that after a month of not talking and you were going to sign a deal right away, no, that wasn't going to happen.
Right.
That'd be totally ridiculous. You're not going to solve everything in one day. You're probably not going to solve everything in about the next couple of weeks.
No.
I think we're going to see our first stoppage in over 25 years, for the regular season, which is, which is kind of sad. Because
I've been saying that.
Because that was the last thing baseball needed. Look what they went through in 2020. They missed almost a whole season there anyway. And you had 2 years to figure this all out, and you haven't done jack. I this guy Jack though, but anyway.
Well, there is Jack for that.
Yeah, I know. But you know,
if they had used some Jack, they might have been able to get Jack done.
Right.
Jack in a bottle in Tennessee.
Yes. Yeah.
Bring his best friend Jose and a little Jim with you, and you'll be all right.
Right. Yeah. So I'll go to the article here.
Jim, Jack, Johnny, and Jose.
They explain it better. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that they were going to be talking today.
Yeah, they did.
And I mean, it's like talking to your ex-wife.
Which one?
She's your ex. She's your ex for a reason.
One. He's got more than one.
I killed me.
He's got more. That's hilarious.
Hilarious.
That's hilarious. No, that's fine.
I couldn't pass it up.
Oh, that's cool. No, hey, you know what? That makes you laugh. That's fine. No,
Which
that's
one?
Cool.
Which one? I know.
I have three. Which one are you referring to?
My
first.
Hey. It's all of them.
Right.
All of them. Okay. All three.
Did you enjoy any of those office visits?
Okay, so here's the article, guys. Okay, they made their first proposal since the lockout started back on December 2nd, and very little progress, if any at all.
Yeah.
Their first formal meeting, I should say, in 43 days, because they did, I think, meet on December 18th, but that was really nothing to speak of.
Yeah.
So they were. Whoops.
I've come here to tell you that I can't talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So what happened was, first formal meeting in 43 days. The league proposed changes to the arbitration system for the players with 2 or more years of service, tweaking the draft lottery, offer ability to teams to earn draft picks if their draft picks find early success, etc. And they hope that the proposal would lead to discussion with the players. Union, both sides failed the negotiations leading up to the lockout, which had been 6 weeks of virtually nothing.
Yeah.
And, they didn't say when the next round of talks are going to be. Maybe it could be tomorrow, maybe it could be the weekend, but as far as I know, not much.
I don't see them talking again until February.
Yeah, they sent me about February.
We really have to decide who's getting the dog, though.
Yeah, that wasn't discussed. Actually, that was the cat, not the dog.
It's a cat.
The cat.
Cat. I got you. I mean, at this point, it's a messy divorce. At this point.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know I don't know how else to describe it because neither side wants to give an inch.
No, they don't. Just like back in '94, nobody gave an inch for 8 months, but it took Congress to get to straighten it out, which was not really a smart move because none of their business anyway. Remember this is different than '94 strike because there is a difference. For those of you who don't know, there is a difference between a lockout and a strike. A strike was when the players say, "Forget it,
right?
We're not going to do it. We're going to pick on." The owner's "No, we're not letting you in. We're locking you guys out. Forget it. You got nothing." So
it's an owner's strike instead
the strike
of a
is the player's fault. The lockout is the owner's fault.
Yeah,
we want to look at it that way. That's something
the owners have gone on strike,
right?
As it were.
And don't give a rat's ass.
I need to figure out something to do with my hand. Damn it.
So this is going to be like in the messy divorce.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take up crocheting, so I have something to do with my hands.
It's from the third wife.
Right.
I was gonna say, real quick, outside of the labor talks, as they continue on. John Lester announced his retirement after 16.
You saw that?
Yes.
3 World Series titles. I think he won 2 in Boston and 1 in Chicago. Correct?
Yep. The 2016 season. Oh, that was something.
Cubs.
Yeah. And then I guess so. Now they're talking about the Hall of Fame.
I think he is.
Well, I mean, Lester the Hall of Famer. I meant they're talking about the Hall of Fame. Who's eligible. I know there's a few of the guys that are on the ballot for the last time. I want to say Bonds is on.
Clemens, Bonds.
Yeah.
Never going to happen.
I hope not.
Let me see real quick. So here are All right, so in a lock, MLB only starts the winner of Cooperstown as last year's candidates of Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, and its first ones names of Alex Rodriguez and David Ortiz.
Yeah.
Add those factors into voting. So let's see here. Let's see exactly this is from Sports Illustrated. So I trust the article a little bit more than a lot of them.
Yeah.
Let's see. It says here, as of Wednesday morning, 40.8% of the ballots have been shared, right on track to hit 50%, a little bit over by January 25th. It looks like as of right now, the cards now are for Todd Helton, who has 57% of the vote. Andrew Jones has 50%.
Yes.
But it creates a lot of intrigue around a candidate like Ortiz, who currently sits well above the indication line of 75% and 83%, but with plenty of questions remaining, given the more consecutive tendencies of voters who tend to keep their ballots secret until the end. The fact that the first-time candidate who was a full-time DH with a link, however tedious to steroids, is quite possible we'll see Ortiz slip below the 75% or not. So, again, that's the question. Do you see him slipping below the 75%?
Possibly.
That you need.
The thing about it, the thing that separates Bonds from Ortiz. Actually, I misspoke. I meant Ortiz. I meant to preface that with Ortiz. The thing that separates Ortiz from the other steroid users such as Clemens and Pettit and Mussina and A-Rod and Bonds is the fact that he was only caught one time, and he was repentant. He was contrition on his part, and he was never caught again. He didn't have multiple failed drug tests over the course of several years, and he was also, he also didn't get in front of Congress and act like he didn't do nothing wrong.
Right.
And I think that's what's hurt. That's what's hurt Bonds and Clemens and Pettit and A-Rod and Bonds. It's the fact that they've never been contritious. They've never admitted to their mistakes. They've never owned up to their mistakes. And Ortiz has a great working relationship with the rest of the media. He is a member of the media now, working with the MLB Network and Fox.
He was in my favorite Red Sox, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I love him.
He was a big lovable teddy bear. Yeah. How could you hate the guy? And then he goes and gets shot in a drug hit gone wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Sure did. Well, I hope. Again, he's on the ballot for the first time, so if he doesn't get it this year, next year, I would imagine he would be there next year. But Todd Helton definitely deserves to be there. That's no doubt. And Andrew Jones as well.
Yeah, I was like,
both of them. The funny thing, guys, I was watching the movie 61. That's the Billy Crystal movie about Roger Maris.
Okay. Right.
You do know that Roger Maris is not in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Correct.
Yeah.
How in the world is he not in the Hall of Fame? Can you please answer that question?
Well, I think they said because he only had really one great season. He wasn't really a consistent home run hitter, and he only had one great season. 61.
He didn't. His slashes weren't all that great.
No, they weren't.
I don't think he ever hit above 250 as a player. I think.
No.
I don't remember. I think he finished with like a 262, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't slash. He didn't slash very well. He had the 61 home run season.
And that was
which has since been passed by 3 other guys.
Yep.
And he never won a title. I don't remember. Did he win titles?
61 Yankees.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
okay.
Yankees. Yeah. I'm just asking that question. That he's one of those guys. Again, I know obviously his career stats don't show it, but again, setting the single season home run record until it was broken by McGuire.
Well, I guess they figure that's just not enough.
I guess not. Yeah.
They have to look at all around numbers as well, not just one. Even though it was one of the most single greatest marks in baseball history.
Right.
But the commissioner said, no, not enough. Okay, you hit 61 home runs, great, but your other stats not compatible. Sorry.
He slashed in 260, 275, and 850.
Okay.
He won 3 titles, 7-time All-Star, 2 AL MVPs, a Gold Glove, home run leader in 61 kind of stands, a 2-time AL RBI winner. He has. It's so hard to say with baseball.
Yeah.
Winning 2 MVPs, I mean,
Because-
that alone should have got you.
Yeah.
There.
It should have been.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah.
3-time World Series champion.
Yeah, he's got the titles to add to his resume.
Wait, what were the other two? 61 was one.
67 and 62? Is that what I said?
62 with the Yankees, probably, but 67.
Yeah, 67 with St. Louis.
With the Cardinals, right?
Cardinals, yep.
Right, I forgot about that.
And then he lost in 68.
Pirates, right?
Tigers. Come on.
Tigers. Once upon a time when they were actually good.
Yeah, I know, right? So long ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on.
Well, it doesn't matter because there ain't going to be a baseball season next year, so.
Yep.
I would say by the summer, maybe they'll wise up.
I don't think they're back at this point.
At all? Wow.
No, I can't. A week ago, I thought yes. After this most recent round of negotiations, when we were going into this thing, I thought no way, they're done. They're done. No baseball next year.
Hmm.
Then they had some talks. They talked right around the deadline. I was like, okay, maybe they can get something done,
Right.
and we'll have some baseball. We'll have baseball. We may not get started on time, but we'll only miss a couple of weeks. At this point, I just don't see them getting anything done.
So in other words, it's screw this, I'm going home.
Yeah, screw you guys. I'm going home. Screw you guys. Home.
Yeah. And then he killed Kenny.
All right. Oh my God! They killed Kenny. Those bastards.
Again. So
Yeah.
I can say that I'm going to say that I'm shocked with what happened on Monday night.
I'm not.
I am
Not really. It's so hard to beat a team twice in the same season.
Exactly.
True.
And just a few weeks apart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But can you tell me the last time that the Bulldogs won a title previous to this?
1980.
1980. Who was their running back?
Would be Herschel Walker.
There you go.
Herschel Walker.
Be
Who
Herschel
played for the
Walker.
Generals in the USFL.
Yes, he did.
And it was in New Jersey. I was at the game.
I remember my aunt Mary was born. I think she was born in Macon, and she grew up down here. And she had the Coke bottles in her cabinet, the 1980 championship Georgia Coke bottles.
Well, again, I think for everyone that's a college football fan, obviously we're happy to see a new team win a national championship.
Yep.
I think we are.
I have mixed feelings about that.
We're all being an SEC guy, I can't be disappointed either way. Whoever won, the conference won another one.
It's good for the conference.
I think personally, I think the other conferences are catching up. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah, I think so. Finally,
coming soon, where the SEC is not going to be the dominant conference.
Good, because you can't survive on that.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, the SEC has lived high on the hog for a long time.
Yeah. Again, there are weak teams, as there are weak teams in every conference. Obviously, the Vanderbilts of the world, are in our conference. The Gators are in a rebuild.
Yeah.
Tennessee's, they're whatever they are.
Miss.
But Georgia and Alabama are definitely the two. We'll see how Brian Kelly does at LSU.
He's going to kill it at LSU. They're going to be a monster in 3 years.
We'll see how that goes.
They'll
be. Arkansas did a hell of a job this year. Hopefully,
that's unsustainable.
Okay.
Yes.
I just don't see it. I just don't see Arkansas being sustainable over the long term.
Arkansas?
Yeah.
How about Jimbo and Texas A&M at College Station? The Aggies.
they look like they're ready to spend some money. So
Yeah,
we'll
they beat
see.
Alabama too. So
They did beat
They
Alabama
did beat Alabama, yeah.
this year. Yep, sure did.
don't forget, Bama's defense wasn't as solid as it was in previous years. I mean, they
No,
were getting a lot
Alabama's
of points.
defense was much maligned. This
Yeah.
camera angle is terrible.
So everybody was like, oh, Bam will crush him. Bam will crush him. No, I wasn't.
I didn't think
wasn't
they were
thinking
going to
that at
crush
all.
them, but I figured they would. I figured it'd be like 10-14.
Well, after I think the injury, one of the players, you knew right then and there was trouble.
Yeah,
Yes.
that wide receiver there.
Yeah.
That didn't help any.
They already had lost their other big weapon in the SEC title game.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
That might
Jalen Hurts. Bryce Young made some bad throws.
Sure did.
So here we go,
pick
guys.
Six was he just forced it.
Here is the way too early 2022 college football top 25. All right, I'm going to give you guys a guess on who they got as number one. Just go right ahead, take a guess.
Alabama.
Alabama. All right.
How do you get that before you have the preseason? I mean,
who's number two?
Ohio State.
Number two? The Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm.
The Buckeyes.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Georgia.
Yep.
4 is Texas A&M. 5 is Michigan.
Yep.
They have Notre Dame at 6.
Yeah.
Utah at 7. NC State at 8.
That's more basketball, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma State at 9. Michigan State at 10. Clemson at 11. Oregon at 12. Houston at 13. Wake Forest at 14. Iowa at 15. Baylor at 16. Oklahoma at 17. BYU at 18. Cincinnati at 19. Arkansas at 20. Kentucky at 21. USC, that's the Trojans, at 22. Ole Miss at 23. Wisconsin at 24. And to round out the top 25, they have the South Carolina Gamecocks. Those are the top 25.
Interesting.
Way too early
for
next year. But again,
Spencer Rattler's terrible.
There's another team in the SEC that I don't think can stay pat either. Is South Carolina. They had some wins this year, but again, can they stay like that for a while? Is the question.
I don't know. Well, they went and got it. They went out and got Spencer Rattler to come in.
Well, I mean, they were decent when Spurrier was there.
Mm-hmm.
Spurrier was a coach there.
Yeah, they were an 8 to 10 win team every year.
Yeah. Well, again, I guess the question, remains is, can they make it to the SEC championship game?
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest question. Can they beat the Georgia? Yeah. They beat Florida last year, but can they beat the Georgia?
Florida was trash.
The Tennessees, the Kentuckys, every year, and beat Georgia and get to the SEC title game? Because
consistently.
Can they win? Yeah. Georgia's
can they consistent?
Go ahead.
Can they build a consistently winning program?
That's the big question. Yep.
Every year in the SEC you have LSU, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and Kentucky seems to be on the come up. Tennessee is always hit and miss. Some years they're good, some years they're terrible.
Right.
What can you do as a South Carolina? I mean, I'm not sure how far from Myrtle Beach they are, but what can you sell kids on South Carolina? You don't have Nick Saban doesn't have to sell a kid on Tuscaloosa in November.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be nice in Tuscaloosa in November. It's gonna be nice in Baton Rouge in November. It's gonna be nice in Auburn in November.
I think they're in Columbia, South Carolina.
Are they in Columbia?
Where USC's at.
Sounds right.
I'm not sure how far, but from Myrtle Beach that is. I don't
right.
know from.
I think Myrtle Beach is like 5 hours from here, 5 to 8 hours, depending on who's driving.
I will say that South Carolina does have a pretty cool state flag. The palm tree.
It does have a cool state flag.
That's a pretty cool state flag. I will admit that.
Is that a selling point for a potential college football recruit, though? We got a cool state flag.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that would be a selling point for a head coach. No, I think he's going to sell past. I don't know. Have they ever won a national championship? Is the question I have.
Maybe like 1933 or some shit like that.
Let's see. South Carolina Gamecocks football.
1933. Wow.
1933.
I don't know. I was just picking a number.
I think it was just a guess.
Making it up as we go along.
Let's see.
Like sometime in the
current
30s.
head coach right now is Mike Bobo, the former quarterback for Georgia. I always, because I know that it isn't always correct. Let's go to find Wikipedia.
It does not look like it.
Yeah.
School was in 1892 is when the school became South Carolina. They've only had one national champion, one Heisman Trophy winner. It doesn't look like they have any national championships.
No.
They've never won a national championship.
I don't even.
Yeah, it looks like their head coach is Shane Beamer. He was 7-6.
Frank Beamer's kid.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so he was. They were independent from 71 to 91. They were in the ACC from
back in the 60s
to 1970. Yeah. So they've been independent twice. Now they're in the SEC. Okay. All right. Yep. And it looks like their rival is with Missouri, the Battle of Columbia Mayor's Cup Trophy. Did not know that they had a rivalry with Missouri, but that's interesting because now they're in the SEC. Obviously, Clemson, Georgia, North Carolina, because you're in the same state. Or not in the same state. Excuse me. You're same area of the country, but again, you're playing, against the team from the north. I guess is how you could say that. You're playing the team from the north. But yeah, I mean, the game was very enjoyable. Congratulations to the Bulldogs on winning their first national championship since 1980. So congratulations to them. And I'm gonna be kind of saddened for a little while, man. I like getting up on Saturday mornings watching college and going to Ray J every other week to cover a USF game, and I'm gonna miss that till August. That's gonna be hard.
I know. Wake me up when September begins.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right.
But okay.
Yeah. Let's move to the big league. I will say this: did you guys watch the Sunday night game between the Raiders and the Chargers?
Yes.
Well, that's why I'm miserable. It's why I've been miserable all week because I only got 5. Oh, God. Normally, I go to bed in like the third quarter.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was such a good game, and it had such high stakes. I ended up staying up all night.
Yeah.
I think we all did.
What a game that turned into! What a game.
Well, here's what I'm gonna get at. Do you think that had they not called the timeout, do you think the Raiders would have taken a knee and said, you know what, we're both gonna
potentially?
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah. I think so.
I mean, the worst that happens is we're both going to go to the playoffs. So
yeah,
right.
I think when the Chargers called timeout, I almost called them the Gamecocks because it's South Carolina in my mind. When the Chargers called timeout, the Raiders chose violence.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happened. I think the Raiders were more than happy to just let the clock run out and go play playoff football.
Yeah.
And then the Chargers took time out, and the Raiders decided I chose violence. That's exactly what I think happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's like I said, because I thought I heard a rumor that both, Derek Carr and Nick Fangio, who's the head coach there in Las Vegas, said, you know what, we were just going to take a knee and call it a day.
I know that they
going to go.
I know that Derek Carr said that the Chargers' decision to take a timeout influenced their decision.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a reporter asked him after the game if it had any impact on their decision making and said it did.
Yeah.
And my thought is that they were happy to let it go to zeros and just get out of there with the tie, and both make the playoffs.
Yeah, that would have taken Pittsburgh out of the playoff picture.
Yep,
Yeah.
that would have knocked Pittsburgh out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Myself, if I have a chance to go win a game, I'm gonna go win a game.
Yes.
I don't give a shit about things that are fun. Sorry, I got feedback. That's why I cut myself off.
Did we lose him there, Lewis? I think we lost him.
I think we just lost him.
But yeah,
He'll be back.
I agree with him, Lewis. I think that if you want to go win a game, especially against your division rival,
Absolutely.
why would you want them to go to the playoffs too? I agree with that. But I would have, me personally, I think I would have just said, hey, Derek, go out there, victory formation, take a knee, we'll call it a game. Because even when they kicked the game-winning field goal, it got down to 2 seconds. You're like, well, maybe they're not. Maybe they are going to let the clock run out. Because he didn't have to call timeout. He could have just said, you know what, that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
That's the final play of the game. We're going to go. We're going to go play so-and-so. You're going to go play so-and-so. If we see each other in the playoffs, we do. If not, that's it. Ball game over, But
Yeah.
they let them, they let Pittsburgh in to give Ben one more shot at a playoff game. So
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think they're going to get whooped.
I would totally wholeheartedly agree with you. I think
They're underdogs for 20 points.
that's going to be the only game this weekend that's going to be a blowout. I think the rest of them are all going to be very close, but I think that one's going to be the blowout of the weekend. Would be that game in particular.
All right, read me back in what I miss.
Oh no, we were just talking about that. We think that Pittsburgh's going to get blown out by Kansas City this weekend.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think it might be over when it started.
Before we go ahead, guys, and preview those games, what did you guys think of Black Monday? Any surprises that jump out at you?
Why do the Dolphins just not like winning football games? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the only one that feels that way. Okay, thank you.
What the hell were they thinking?
Yeah.
That's what they were thinking.
If they were thinking, they wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked when Brian Flores got fired.
Shocked, I tell you, shocked.
Yeah, I think we all were.
I'm no Miami Dolphins fan by any stretch of the imagination. They could the Hard Rock could cave in and fall into the ocean perfectly fine with me. But well, I mean,
the Patriots kryptonite, we can't win in Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If Ford Field collapsed into into a black hole, I would be fine with that too. So, I'm sorry. I apologize. My internet went out. That's what happened.
Right.
My internet totally crashed. So, I'm here talking to you guys, and I was like, okay, it's loading. So I was gonna type in there, "Talk amongst yourselves."
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I lost everything.
Everything.
So are you telling me that Dan Campbell's not going to get a second season in Detroit, or
Oh yeah, he'll get it. He'll get all the chances in the world.
Yeah.
Because they want to play for him, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah. Well, the Giant. Well,
he did nothing to impress me at all season.
No.
The 3 wins that they had. One was against a slumping Cardinals team. One was against a mediocre Vikings team. And the third and final one was against the Packers' second string. Yippity doo dah day, let me throw you a damn parade. And then they couldn't beat Pittsburgh. They should have beat the Ravens. They should have beat Chicago at least once.
Yes.
right?
And you can tell me how it's all about talent. Well, he doesn't have the talent, blah 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 blah. Well, good coaches don't care.
No.
Good coaches take what talent they have. Look at Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick said that Patriots team is not oozing talent. They have a bunch of yeoman guys who just show up and do work every day.
Mm-hmm.
And a doesn't know kid at quarterback. What he doesn't know, he doesn't know. And they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they could have, should have, would have won the division.
Right.
So don't tell me Dan Campbell out here, well, he doesn't have anybody to work with. Okay. And? So what?
Mm-hmm.
How do you give up a 67-yard freaking field goal?
Yeah.
He hit that from the bleachers, for Christ's sake.
Well, no, I mean that was one of those, like, can it get any worse type situations for them?
Oh, I'm sure it could.
Yeah, only giving up a 4th and 19.
Yeah.
I just want to drop F-bomb after F-bomb right now because I'm just that's the story of that's the story of my life as a Lions fan. Is 4th and 19s and 67-yard field goals.
Well, I was just gonna say, speaking of Brian Flores, I think right now, from what I heard, he's the leading candidate for the Bears job.
Yes.
I would take the Denver job first myself.
Okay.
So
I think Denver's in the best position out of the teams that don't have a head coach right now.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Vegas job's going to be open, and if it is, it's going to Harbaugh.
You don't think he'll end up in Vegas if they fire their current?
If they let the interim guy go, I think Harbaugh takes the Vegas job.
Yeah.
Unless he signs a deal before tomorrow. If there's I have a feeling that he's going to take the Vegas job.
Okay. Well, no, I think so. I mean, that's been the one that's been.
I mean, it's a hot job.
Yeah.
Derek Carr is a Jim Harbaugh kind of quarterback.
The reason why I think Flores will do well in Chicago is they got good defense there. They have to.
I think
Justin Fields will be. He's still.
He's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy is a bum.
Yeah.
And should have been fired 3 years ago.
Right.
Him and the GM should have been fired when they drafted Trubisky over Mahomes.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a well, and then I keep the good news about it is at least Doug Peterson's going to get a second shot at a job. I don't know.
He did. I said that last year before last. I think it was last year.
Yes.
2020. Is that when everything was imploding in Philadelphia, I was already shopping. If I was Peterson, I was already shopping my resume.
Yeah.
I already had my papers turned in and everything. I was ready to leave. I was done. And so, it'd be interesting to see if and where he lands another job.
Do you think?
What do you? Could be Minnesota. I've also heard Jacksonville.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville's an intriguing job with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
You get him a decent head coach, and let's see what he can do. Doug Peterson's a decent head coach.
Too much for Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that Eric Bieniemy will get a head coaching
No.
job?
Nope. No, he won't take one.
Won't take one.
No. Yeah. That team's racked and stacked and ready to rock. Why would you leave?
Well, I
you
think
have no.
The reason why you leave is just to be a head coach. I think he'd be a good head coach.
But you're the heir apparent
to Andy Reid.
Oh yeah, he's got to be the heir apparent to Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You already have a Super Bowl under your belt as a coordinator there in Kansas City. You've been back-to-back Super Bowls.
1-1 lost one.
I mean, 1-1 lost one. Why not just stay? I mean, you go from the Kansas City job where you have everything in place already. You have Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and you go to where? You go to Minnesota, and you go from Patrick Mahomes to Kirk Cousins. That's not an upgrade. Is Trevor Lawrence, does he have that ceiling that he can get to the point where he is Patrick Mahomes?
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. But he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to.
Right.
What other? The Vegas job? Is the Vegas job better than is the Vegas head coaching job better than the Kansas City offensive coordinator job?
I mean,
I don't know, man.
The only thing that I would think is that, maybe he's gotten, because I think that's what happened with Jim. Again, not comparing the NFL to the college level, but Jimbo Fisher got tired of being a coordinator behind Bobby Bell, and told FSU, hey, either you get rid of him or I'm out of here. Well, Bobby Bell was let go.
They did Bobby so dirty that they.
And then I'm not saying that's going to happen in the NFL, but I think
I don't.
How long do you
wait until
you stay? If again,
right now
he may retire in 2 years for all I know. I don't know.
Right now, you just stay until Andy Reid either it begins to fall apart and everybody starts getting long in the tooth and it's not sustainable, or you get what's a better offer than the can? Okay, so what are the jobs that are available? Miami, LA, or LV, sorry. I meant Las Vegas, Chicago, Minnesota, Denver,
Houston,
and there's one more, which is escaping me now. Miami, Houston, LA, or LV. Yeah. Minnesota. None of those teams are jumping off the page and saying, hey, I need to be a head coach there right now. Not when I'm already the OC in Kansas City.
No, we'll see. Like I said, his name keeps coming up every
year. It comes up, and every year he doesn't take a new job. So, and if I was the Kansas City management, and I had, I'd be like, yeah, I would tell him straight up that he's the next man up.
Yeah. Well, do you think that's a lot like what's his name, Josh McDaniels in New England? Do you think he's waiting until Bill retires to take over that coaching job?
Could be, yeah.
I don't know how long it'll be before Bill retires, but that's a
I don't know. I don't know. Well, Bill strikes me as the kind of guy that's going to die on the sideline. So
I would say so. So let's get into the Super Wild Card round. So obviously we start on Saturday afternoon. The 4:30 kickoff is between the Las Vegas Raiders and the AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. They're in Paul Brown Stadium, Cincinnati. The Bengals are a 5.5-point favorite with the over/under being 49.
I like the Bengals, honestly.
Bengals, okay.
I expect the Raiders to have a bit of an emotional letdown after last week.
Yeah.
I see the potential for it. What's the weather going to be like in Cincy?
It says 28 degrees at kickoff.
Cold as shit. Yeah. Vegas is a warm weather team coming across country after an emotional win. I like the Bengals. What's you said 5? What's the line? Or what's the over/under?
Over/under is 49.
That's a lot of points.
I'm going to Raiders.
You gonna take the Raiders?
You know what, Lewis? I am too. I have a good feeling that they're going to use that emotional win from last week and take out Cincinnati in round 1. And they have a good defense. Again, they are going to be playing outside. Obviously, they play in Vegas in the cold weather. But I just, if Derek Carr can take care of the ball, which he has the last few games, they can beat Cincinnati. And obviously, they got to keep Jamar Chase on planet Earth because if he gets loose, it's all over. It's all over. Yeah, Vegas will be a one-and-done team. The next game is at 8:15. The Patriots are on the road against Buffalo. The game time temperature is 4 degrees. The over-under is 44, and the line is 4 in favor of the Buffalo Bills. This is the third time these two teams will play each other this season.
And they're 1-1 against each other, a rubber match.
This is the rubber match. Yeah. So it's hard to tell. 4-degree weather, wind in Buffalo. It's
any weather, any precipitation expected? It's going to be too damn cold for it.
Let me see. Let's see. AccuWeather. Let me click on this real quick, but I'll let you know. Okay, let's see. Highland Stadium. So we have, as we speak right now, the temperature there is 9 degrees and falling. It'll be,
Oof.
it will be, let's see. If that, no, there's no rain chance for that night, actually. None
Yeah,
at all.
no snow.
No snow.
Probably just too cold to precipitate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It says right here that the 4 degrees will feel like -1 or 0. Will be the
Yes.
feel like temperature on
Whatever.
the field. -1. Yeah. You can kiss my where it doesn't shine. There is no way.
Happy ass.
Yeah. No way would I be in -1 degree weather. Oh, thank you. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I saw people they were on TikTok at the Winter Classic this year, and their drinks were frozen.
Holy cow.
I'm sure.
Is that the Minnesota St. Louis game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, honestly. This is a toss up. It's hard to pick.
Yeah, it's going to be closer than
It's harder to pick against either team, you know.
Right.
It's hard to kick against. It's hard to say that Buffalo. I would have to say that you slight edge to New England because they do.
Yeah.
They have shown a better running game.
Right.
And can Josh Allen throw in negative? I mean, it's just so damn cold.
Well, that's going to be
so
the thing.
Cold.
Can the Patriots contain Josh Allen because
he's
the main part of their running game.
I'm going Patriots.
Singletary is the other guy that is. And actually, you know what? You're going to laugh about this. It says on the website that there's tickets as low as $29 at the game.
I heard that.
Wow.
But do you want to go up there in 7 layers of clothes to sit through the playoff?
Yeah, not worth it.
I don't know.
It's a playoff game. I think I would go.
Because there are definitely ways that I can stay warm without too much issue. You just get a good pair of mittens and a good hat, and you wear a scarf. Mm-hmm. And you invest in hand warmers. You go and you get hand warmers. You go to Walmart. You buy a big box of hand warmers and some boot warmers. You put some boot warmers in your boots, hand warmers in you put your hand warmers in your pocket and in your gloves, and you get a big thermos. You get a big thermos full of coffee and.
Yep. Correct. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it.
Right.
So then we shift to Sunday. The 1 o'clock game is the Eagles at the Bucks. Game time temperature is 69 degrees.
It's a little bit warmer than Buffalo.
Yeah.
Are an 8.5 point favorite. The over-under is 46.
Yeah, I like Tampa Bay.
I like the Bucks.
I just don't know. I just don't think the Eagles have enough competing to knock off Tampa Bay this year.
No.
This game is the one that everyone is talking about, the upset pick of the week. It's in Arlington as the 49ers travel to play the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are a pretty big favorite. The over-under is 51.
Cowboys.
I like the Cowboys.
I'm taking
I saw
for the upset.
Was it Urinating Tree that had the video that everyone was doing a live stream?
Of course.
And why the Cowboys will lose?
Yeah. Yep.
Of course.
And then the 8:15 game is the one we've been talking about where Pittsburgh travels to Kansas City. The Chiefs are a 12.5 point favorite.
Wow.
46. Game time.
Wow.
6 degrees in Kansas City.
Yeah, I like the Chiefs too.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised if Pittsburgh knocked them off though.
Well, here's the thing. I'll take Kansas City in the over. I think I'll take Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh covers definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Kansas City wins by 13 points. That's just saying. I don't think.
Right.
I mean, they are underdog by 20 points, though.
They are. The last game will be the Monday night game at 8:50.
Right.
That's in Inglewood, California, as the Cardinals travel to play the Rams. The Rams are a 4-point favorite with the over/under being 49.
Rams.
Yeah, I like the Rams too.
Okay. I'm going to take the Redbirds in that game. Take the Cardinals. Because Matthew Stafford seems to be throwing the ball over the damn place and not knowing where it's going. He's showing flashes of his old days as a Lion. No offense, but he's showing his true colors again.
I was about to say he's always done that. Nothing new.
He's showing his true colors again. So
I was gonna say. I was fixing to say that's nothing new. It's nothing new. He's always done that.
I mean, again, if he stays away from turning over the football, yes, then the Rams will definitely
win. Rams should win.
If they have a good they have a good enough defense.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have a good enough defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if Stafford turns the ball over like he did last week, the interception in overtime that gave the Niners a chance to make it to the playoffs, then yes,
right.
I think that at that point, it's gonna be tough sledding for that. And then again, see, we were just talking earlier about Dan Quinn and the Lions. So you guys get rid of Jared Goff. He goes from the Rams back to the Lions and vice versa. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the question. Would you say if the Rams had Jared Goff, do you think they beat Arizona right now?
No.
No.
No. I mean, Jared Goff is what he is.
Yeah.
Pretty okay.
Right.
Great running game and a good defense, and he can maybe take you to the Super Bowl.
Right, and he's been there before with the Rams.
With a great defense and a good running game.
Yeah.
And the Lions just are so far behind right now.
Yeah.
That one guy isn't going to fix it.
Oh, no. If he was still with the Rams with LA, would they still be where they're at right now?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, you're playing a Cardinals
maybe one game better, one game worse.
Yeah. But Kyler Murray's getting healthier, so that's why I picked Arizona.
I can see that. I'm curious to see how he performs in the playoffs for the.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right, Bucket. It's a whole different. It's a whole
different animal.
Yeah, correct. Playoff football again. Because everybody starts 0-0. All right, everybody.
Yeah, everything's back. Everybody's back to zero.
Correct.
And you got one win. You got one loss. There is no next week.
Yeah.
Nope.
Winner go.
You go home.
You lose. You go.
Winner go home. Yep. And this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
Yep.
And Kyler Murray's never been there before.
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken, because I don't think Arizona made the playoffs last year.
Don't believe they did.
No.
I don't think they did. Not in his first season.
And, this is a huge hurdle to overcome, is getting your first playoff win.
Right.
Can Kyler Murray play inside himself and not get like Bryce Young in the championship game? It kind of the moment was too big for him, and he forced the ball. And he tried to make plays that weren't there. Instead of just making the smart play, he tried to make the big play.
Right.
And
yes, absolutely. You're right about that. Yeah.
We'll have to see what Kyler Murray does this weekend against the Rams. Right now, would I be surprised if the Cardinals won? Absolutely not. Am I picking the Cardinals? No.
Mm-hmm.
About the only one that would surprise me if they won is Philly.
Yeah.
That's the only game that I am expecting and Pittsburgh.
So both Pennsylvania teams.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It would surprise me if both teams won. Or either team, I should say.
Well, those would be two big upsets if the Eagles and the Steelers knocked out both the teams in the Super Bowl last year. Got
right.
Round one. Oof. That would be interesting. But you know what, though? With how the NFL season's gone this year, don't be surprised if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 Who's the one in the AFC? Oh, it's Tennessee. That's right.
Tennessee. Yeah. So
and then Green Bay's
they'll wait the lowest seed, right? Whoever was the
lowest they wait the lowest seed.
Right. Okay.
4 through 7.
So
whichever one.
If the Bucks win, they're the 2 seed.
Yep.
And then who else? Let's see who else. Let's see. The Rams win, and they're the 4 seed, right? They won the NFC West. So they're
right.
So who's 3? Who's the 3?
Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so the Cowboys win, the Rams win, the Bucks win. That means then the Rams would go to Lambeau, and we would go to Dallas. The Bucks would go to Dallas.
No, Dallas would come to Tampa.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. My fault. Yes, Dallas would come to Tampa. Correct.
Yep.
Okay. And those 2 teams have already played against each other this year. So.
Yep. And Tampa Bay already won one.
Yep. That would be round 2.
And then whoever wins that is in the championship game.
Mm-hmm. And we'll play the winner of the Green Bay, LA game.
Yep.
If that was the case. See if San Francisco is there. Are they 7? Are they the last seed?
They're the 6. They're the 6. Yeah.
7 is who's 7?
Philly.
Philly. Okay. So Philly beats Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have
Then Philly goes to Green Bay.
Yeah. San Francisco beats Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardinals beat the Rams. Then it would be who would go. Then it would be the Cardinals and the
Niners
in Arizona. In Arizona. Okay.
And then the Eagles would go to Green Bay.
Oh, yep. That'd be a shakeup. Wow, look at that. That would be a shakeup in the NFC division.
And then Green Bay Green Bay's got a clear path to the. You would have to assume that Green Bay has a clear path to the Super Bowl.
Yes. If the Eagles upset the Bucks, yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a definite.
Maybe.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't see it happening either. I can't imagine the Eagles having enough defense to stop Tom Brady.
Because the Bucks do get back Fournette.
Mm-hmm. Evans will be healthier. Gronk will be healthier.
Well, I think this is a game where I think you're going to see a lot of the tight ends. I think Gronk.
A lot of Gronk, yeah.
Are going to play a big role. Maybe O.J. Howard finally shows up. Maybe finally shows up. But they get Fournette back. You still got Levy and Bell. I know he's not the greatest running back in the world, but he's still there.
He's there. He's hyped.
You got Gerald Bernard still there.
Right.
I don't think Ronald Jones is playing. I don't know. I haven't seen the injury report.
I don't think so. No, I think he's on IR.
And then you got Evans is obviously the main weapon. You still got Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson.
Yep. Tom Brady.
And Tom.
Yeah, and you got Tom Brady. You know.
You got Brady.
He's the straw that drink. So you
absolutely.
You can't. Yeah, without him. Yeah, they're not going anywhere without him. So yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear today that there's a prop bet for him in the game.
Okay.
The Eagles. Over under, he runs for more than 1.5 yards. It's an over bet. Well, here's the only thing. He runs, but then when he kneels down in victory formation, he loses 2 yards. So remember that. If he does that 3 times. If he does that 3 times, that's 6 yards. So you'd have to have 10 or more to sacrifice him taking the knee 3 times.
He needs 8 yards.
Yes, he's 8 yards.
He needs 8 yards, and they need to win by 40, so he's not in the game for the final kneel down.
Yeah. Let
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask. That would be great. No, who's the?
I don't know who's the backup in Tampa is right now. Blaine Gabbert. Yeah, Blaine Gabbert comes in and mop up duty and takes 2 knees and.
Hey Blaine, just go out there and take the knee so that Tom can get the over under on his yardage in the game.
On that prop bet, yeah.
The prop bet make some guys rich because the people
make some guys make a couple of bucks.
Yes.
People that took the over
right
in that front, but yeah, I think Yeah, I mean, again, I'm picking some upsets because
I don't blame you. I mean, the way the year has gone. Watch. You watch. This year, the way the year has gone, where it's been up and down, types to be back and forth all year.
Yeah.
This year, it'll be Green Bay and Tennessee in the Super Bowl. You'll have every single. We had all these crazy upsets and all this. Yeah, the Jags beat the Colts in week 18 to send Pittsburgh to the Super Bowl. When the Raiders beat the Chargers in a game where they had both tied, they had just tied. They both would have made the playoffs.
Yes.
You watch. It'll be right down the line.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4 will all win, or 2, 3, 4 will all win this week, and 1 and 2 will win next week, and then 1 and 1 will be in the Super Bowl. And you have absolutely no upsets, and all the prognosticators on TV and on the internet,
yeah,
telling you to watch out for this team, watch out for that team.
Yep.
Will all look like a bunch of schlubs.
Yep.
More than others.
Well, no, I mean, like I said, would it hurt my feelings if Dallas and the Rams win? No, they will not.
No, of course not.
The Cowboys.
As long as the Eagles don't win, I'll be all
right.
I think, like I said, well, here's the question I have: who would be a bigger upset if Pittsburgh beats Kansas City or if the Eagles beat the Bucs? What's the bigger upset? If
the Eagles beat the Bucs.
The Eagles beat
Kansas City is the more favorite team, though. Yeah. I don't think any one is. I think they're both
champs.
They're both as big as the other.
Right.
Tampa Bay is the defending champions, but Kansas City is favored by 12.5. So.
Well, that's like I said.
I can't believe we're already down to the last 4 weeks of pro football now.
Yep. Like I said, college football's over. So now
college football's all done.
Yep. Got to wait till August before we roll back into week 0.
Yep. August, beginning of September.
Yep. And then, the pros start shortly after that. So it does suck because we are about 4 weeks away before the season's completely over. And then we have the wonderful, wonderful late April event called the NFL Draft.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's fun.
You got pulling all-nighter again?
If I'm not working Friday, I'm game to pull an all-nighter.
I think what I might do is
that's my final exam.
Seriously, I think I might just tell my boss, hey, I don't feel good the next day.
Right.
Hey, call off on Friday.
I was a senior year of high school for a final exam.
I had a bad pre podcast meal. I'm not I'm not coming in tomorrow.
Right.
Go to bed late, sleep in.
You have to edit that out, though. We're going to delete the evidence right before we upload it. Right.
I mean, we're down to the last 7 minutes or so. Do you guys want to? You want to touch on?
Go ahead. I'll let Lou go first.
If I don't feel like hell that night, I'll be there. That's for sure.
Right. I'm game to stay up all night again.
Yeah. How do we survive that night? I'll never know.
I fell asleep, so I don't know about
that. I know. Anyway, Sports Show Season 5, Episode 2 this week, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, I know it's going to be a little bit of a playoff game, of course. This happens to me every year, of course.
Right.
We'll discuss the playoffs. We'll recap the championship final, which many of you Georgia naysayers out there, oh boy, this is going to be good. Oh, yeah. We'll also look at Judgment Day in the NFL as we had the multiple firings this past week. Some just came up today, some have been since Monday. And
the Giants. The Giants were the other team that was the
judge.
Yeah. The judge, yeah.
The verdict is you're guilty of impersonating a coach. Okay.
Yeah, right. No kidding.
We'll also bring in the bad news of the MLB labor dispute, which is still going on, and it's about to get uglier.
Right.
Yes. Also, NBA trades, because they're starting already. The trade deadline is approaching, but trades are already being put in. And Olympic news as well.
Yes, the Olympics are around the corner. We've got all
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yep, the Olympics are around the corner.
Yes. So it should be an interesting show. And of course, anybody wants to make predictions during the show, of course, please do. Anything you got, bring it to the table. The number to call is 512-543-4662. The number again, 512-543-4662. So if you got time, please call in.
I was going to say, guys, if you want, with the Olympics coming up, is there certain events you guys want to cover for the games, or do you want to just cover the whole perspective?
I kind of figure we just cover the whole thing like we did last time with the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
Kind of whatever. We'll just go recap the gold medal winners, and
Yes,
I just don't follow the Olympics all that much.
I do.
I'll be watching curling. I will admit that right now.
Oh boy,
I mostly just watch the hockey tournament. That's about all I care about. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun to have amateurs back in it again.
Yep.
For the second year in a row, or second series in a row.
Are they going to have the amateurs?
Yeah.
College players are allowed to go play.
I didn't think we were going to get anybody in time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
they've known about it for 3 months.
I didn't hear nothing because,
Yeah.
When the U.S. dropped out, I thought, the U.S. is not going to be in hockey this year. Damn it.
The NHL dropped out.
Yeah, but I didn't think you could assemble a team of college players in time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The NHL players, none of the NHL players are going. So
I know that. I just thought there was going to be
all of the every country's had to figure out what they're,
So in other words, it's going to be like 1980 again.
Correct.
No.
Do we see another Miracle on Ice? Maybe.
Oh, it won't be the Soviet Canada.
No, because the U.S., Russian, and Canadian teams are all powerhouses.
Yeah, true.
Well, yeah, but you know what to expect from the U.S. It only took us, a short time to assemble them. So that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for the schedule when these events are going to start because it's 3 weeks to the Olympics and nobody's come with a TV schedule yet. Will you guys hurry it up?
It's going to be a lot of USA and CNBC.
NBC, yeah, MSNBC, all of them will be.
Yeah. NBC Sports is out of business.
Yeah, because they shut down the NBS, whatever the hell that was.
And it's NBC Sportsnet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be all over the
NBC family of networks.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Well, then we will go ahead and.
Is it getting any worse for the Warriors?
118.99.
Ooh. And they got a little bit closer.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not bad. It's not bad. It's not embarrassing level yet, but
it was
19 points.
It was
that's not bad.
38. It was 38 at one point, so I'm sure the Bucks bet empty the bench.
They're getting killed right now too.
Well, like I said, guys, this has been the Walker Report, part of NGSC Sports. Remember the website, guys, it's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. We are also part of In the Zone Sports Talk Radio. We have been sponsored by creatingzenspaces.com. And by the way, guys, in case you're wondering, go check out Adam's TikTok channel. He did a hell of a job doing the promo. Appreciate that. I'll let you know, Bud, when she's comfortable enough to put.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she understood what I was asking her.
Yeah, send her the link to the TikTok. Let her see.
Send me the link.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I didn't know you were on TikTok, Lou.
I am.
Are you?
I don't know. Are you?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll send it to you later.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, thank you guys, whoever stopped in. I want to say that this will actually be the first show of the year. Last week with too many technical difficulties, and I think the three of us were kind of, well, I shouldn't say the three of us. I was pissed off with what had happened in the day.
Yeah, I was a bit.
Well, we understand that.
Agitated. Yeah.
Yeah. So
after everything came to light and what you said, I was pretty agitated.
Yeah. So we can go ahead and say that this is
first official
of 2022. Right. But again, guys, thank you again. We love all of our viewers and everyone out there. Again, if you did not see the show, want to see the show in its entirety, please head over to the YouTube channel, the Sports Star Bradley Walker. Please like, share, and subscribe if you go over there. Appreciate it. But we will be back, guys, here next Thursday, promptly at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. Until then, guys, everyone, please stay safe out there. I know Omicron is on the rise again, but everybody just stay safe. Follow whatever your state guidelines are. Every state is different, obviously. But anyway, guys, until next Thursday, I have been the Sports Sir Bradley Walker. Peace.
Nooses.
Hold on.
Shalom and good night.